Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Filip Hrgovic wins a unanimous 10-round decision over Joe Joyce over in Manchester. Yeah, deservedly so. I think I had it 96-94 for Hrgovic. I think one of the judges had it 98-92. I don't agree with that. 97-93, I think, was one of the others. I don't agree with that either. I thought Joyce definitely won middle rounds, specifically the middle rounds, most of the middle rounds. But this was a 10-round fight. And because there was one of those WBO international things on the line, I sort of mistakenly kind of threw me, really. I thought it was probably a 12-rounder, but no, it was a 10-rounder. I have to be honest, I thought Hrgovic would stop Joyce. And there were many occasions when he might well have done, including the first round, because this was two big heavyweights knocking lumps out of each other. I mean, it was absolutely terrifying, the amount of punishment both of them were taking, but especially Joyce. I mean, it was scary. It was scary because in the first round, Hrgovic came out. You know about Hrgovic. He weighed about 30 pounds less than, well, 25, 30 pounds less than Joe. I think Joe came in at 275, and what was Hrgovic? About 250 roughly. But he was the one doing the bullying because he was letting his hands go. Bang, 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 both hands. Very good technique on Hrgovic. His footwork is underrated as well. Very, very good footwork. He can be on the ropes, and the next thing you know, you're on the ropes and he's standing in front of you, and he's got that lovely sort of timing with the feet as well as the hands. But in the first round, he was beating the crap out of Joe Joyce. Absolutely. And I'm thinking, this is an early night, surely. If he keeps up this, or can he, the question was, can he keep up this pace and this volume of punching and the accuracy? Joe isn't hard to hit, we know that. And the consensus is that because he was on the floor against Chisora, and he was also knocked out, flat out, in the second fight with Zhang, Joyce's chin is cracked. Well, I didn't see any evidence of that in this fight because Hrgovic does hit hard. He's got 14 KOs in it's now 18 wins. Just the one defeat to Daniel Dubois, which was his last fight. But he can hit hard. He can hit hard. And he was landing flush punches and Joyce was soaking him up. And I thought, if he can continue with this output and this pace, Joyce ain't going to last 3 rounds. But I think it was the end of the first round. When he went back to his corner, Hrgovic, he had a cut. I don't know if it was the first or second round. But there definitely was a cut over Hrgovic's eye. And, of course, he was sliced up against Dubois. And it was... he couldn't maintain the pace. Hrgovic came in quite late. He was quite a late substitute. He said he had a 5-week camp, and ideally he wanted 8 or 10 weeks. Fair enough. And he's away from home, as well. So he's probably thinking, can I do the full 10? Because he was huffing and puffing after a couple of rounds. And gradually, Joyce, in the second round, he thought if Hrgovic can put it on him like he did in the first round, Joyce might be out of there. But no, Joyce came back. Joyce has got such a tough chin. They've both got incredible chins. But the point was, you wouldn't think that watching this fight that Joyce was 25 pounds heavier. We make a lot out of weight differences. But I think when you're 250, which is, I think, what Hrgovic was, even if you're in there with a 280 guy, the man's bigger, but it's not, it almost becomes, I wouldn't say negligible, but it becomes like, 260, 270, 280, it's all much of a muchness. That seemed to be the attitude that Hrgovic had. Although maybe the fact that Joyce weighed so much helped, cement his chin again. I don't know. It's difficult to say. But you see, Hrgovic's work was slicker. It was more precise. It was better schooled. But don't make no mistake about it. Joe Joyce was landing flush punches himself. And it was that thudding power, slow thudding sort of power. Whereas Hrgovic was more, hard punches. But... And I wouldn't say, Hrgovic's technique is good, but he's not averse to throwing roundhouse punches. He likes the right hand. He likes to sort of jab, fire the right hand, quick jab, right hand over the top. He's a basic one too, of course. But I don't know, maybe the cut bothered him in the early rounds, because by the middle rounds, although Joe was suffering from sort of minor swellings around the eyes, he was able to claw his way back into it. And you've got the feeling, blimey, Hrgovic is running out of gas here. This was sort of around about 5, maybe 4, 5, 6. But then, even though Joe was able to maintain the pace, Filip, I think, seemed to get a bit of a second wind because or maybe he just got back on his game plan, maybe just got back on his timing, and he was able to, the timing was good actually. Thinking about the last 4 rounds, Hrgovic's timing was good. He was controlling the pace better, the distance, the range. And the pace. He was actually controlling the pace better as well because he wasn't shrinking when Joyce was putting it on him. He was actually going with him, punching with him. Don't get me wrong, Joyce was landing good punches, good, heavy, sack of cement punches. But, I think the quality of Hrgovic's work is probably what won him the fight. But like I say, a couple of the cards are a bit wide. 98, 92, I don't see that at all. Unless you're going to give absolutely everything that's sort of 50-50 to Hrgovic, which I think is a bit unfair. But it was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight. Now, of course, Hrgovic at 32, which is not old for a heavyweight, he still remains a bit of an enigma because when he turned pro, everyone was saying, a lot of people were saying, oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be the next great heavyweight. It hasn't panned out that way. He's had a lot of sort of inactivity, really. I mean, he beat Dempsey McKean, which was an underwhelming performance in 2023. Then he had that non-event with Mark Demore, which was a 1-round stoppage. In 24, the only fight he had was against Dubois when he got stopped in 8. And this is his first fight of 25. So he'll need at least, if I was him, I'd be looking over another couple of fights. Because he was talking after the fight he was with Abel Sanchez as his new trainer. He was saying, I want to win him the heavyweight title. He was speaking very highly of Sanchez. And Hrgovic from Croatia, I mean, probably a national hero, national sporting hero. Imagine if he won the heavyweight title, he'd be living legend, wouldn't he? But as for Joe Joyce, 4 defeats now on his record, all 4 of them in his last 5 fights. The only win was a last round stoppage over Cash Ali, outpointed by Chisora. What was it, about 10 months ago, 9-10 months ago? Now he's lost to Hrgovic. Back-to-back stoppage defeats to Zile Zhang in 23, and he's 39 years old. So I don't know. Is it time to wave goodbye? He was like, no, I'm fine. You're entertained. I'm enjoying it, and it was entertaining. Can't deny that. And he didn't look like a shot fighter when you consider that he's always been easy to hit. He's always been a guy who isn't fast. But can a human being take that amount of punishment consistently? I hope he gets some serious neurological tests done because CTE awaits him, let's put it that way, in later life if he takes any more. Although, as with Derek Chisora, maybe we've passed that point. I don't know. Anyway, what did you think? What did you, ladies and gentlemen, think? I mean, leave your comments below. And of course, I always say this, but I do enjoy reading them. And please, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel because you're helping us out a great deal. Thank you very, very much. Not a bad evening's boxing over in Manchester. Bit of controversy, to put it mildly, with a couple of the fights. But, let me know what you think about this one. All right, then. I hope you enjoy the Sunday that's coming up for you, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.